After the people took me, my family seemed almost glad. The kidnappers wanted my sister Chloe, not me, so she was safe. When the police found me, I was hurt badly, but I didn't cry or complain. I felt empty inside, like my feelings were turned off. Nothing made me sad. I felt calmer than ever. Later, my family wished I would go back to my old self, but it was too late. When I got out of the hospital and went home, the house was bare. No people, no furniture. My family wasn't there. I called our cleaner, Maria, and she told me they had moved. I went to the new address she gave me. They were all sitting down for dinner. When they saw me, they looked uncomfortable. "Why did you move and not tell me?" I asked. "Well, Chloe kept having bad dreams about being taken," my mom said, like she was just talking about the weather. "We thought maybe the old house had bad luck, so we moved. Your sister gets scared easily. But you're here now, just in time. Sit down and eat." The table had all of Chloe's favorite foods. I had bandages on my face and walked with a limp, but no one asked about it. Things like that used to make me sad, but now I felt nothing. My feelings were gone. Seeing me sit quietly, Chloe leaned over. "I was too scared to go out after, so I didn't come see you. Mom and Dad worried I might get taken too, so they stayed here with me." "You're not upset, are you, Anna?" Before I could answer, Dad said, "It's fine. You're sisters. You should look out for each other." I didn't know what to say. I was the one who got taken. Chloe laughed. "Ha ha, I just didn't want Anna to worry." She put some shrimp on my plate. "Anna's always been strong and independent. I wish I was brave like her." I quietly put my fork down. "I can't eat shrimp. I'm allergic." No one at the table remembered. "My name is Anna. My sister is Chloe. A psychic once said I had bad luck and shouldn't live with my parents. So they sent me to my grandparents in the country. They almost never came to see me. After my grandparents died, they brought me back. I hoped things would be good, but I quickly learned this wasn't really my home. The day I was taken, Chloe wanted to walk down a quiet side street. Then she said she needed the bathroom and told me to wait. That's when I was grabbed. I'll always remember the kidnapper yelling, "Damn it, worthless girl," as he hit me over and over. They thought I was Chloe. My family wouldn't pay money for me, so the kidnappers got angry. They didn't feed me and hurt me for 3 days. I screamed until my voice was gone. When the police came in, the kidnappers were about to hurt me more. My eyes were blurry from blood, but I tried to look for my family. No one came. I wanted to cry, but I couldn't. The doctor said I had PTSD and something called emotional numbness. My feelings were shut down. No one visited me in the hospital after the police left. At dinner, they acted like I wasn't even there, talking and laughing like a happy family. I used to try to join in, but not today. "I'm finished," I said, picking up my napkin. "Where will I sleep?" My mom looked surprised, then remembered. "Oh, we haven't set up the rooms yet." Chloe jumped in to defend them, making it sound like I was being difficult, which she often did. "Anna, you can't blame Mom and Dad. They've been busy." "Did I say I blamed them?" I asked calmly, putting my napkin down. "I'll just find an empty room. Enjoy your food." I walked slowly upstairs, hearing my parents talking. "Where does she get that attitude?" "Chloe, don't worry about it. Mom made your favorite soup." Chloe added, "Maybe she's just scared." Mom disagreed. "Scared of what? She came back fine, didn't she?" I closed the door to my new room, shutting out their voices. Later, Ben came home. He wasn't our blood brother. Our parents adopted him. Chloe and I called him brother. I used to wish for an older brother to protect me. Ben was like that, but only for Chloe. He didn't like me, the newcomer who took attention from his favorite sister. He barely looked at me when he came in, making it clear I wasn't welcome. I used to be so blind. Even though he was cold, I tried hard to be nice, giving him presents. I envied Chloe for having his affection. But now, without feelings, their actions just seemed fake and dull. I felt a little hungry. Ben noticed I hadn't greeted him and looked at me again. "Hey, your thing. I don't want it." He held out a wrapped box. I knew it was the birthday gift I made him, a jade charm I carved myself. I'd given him gifts before, and he always gave them back in front of everyone. He and Chloe seemed to enjoy making me feel small. Okay, I replied, looking away. Even though dinner was ready, I wasn't hungry for seafood. I couldn't eat any of it. Just seeing it made my injuries ache. Ben looked surprised. Usually, I'd plead with him to take the gift. He probably thought this was a new way to get attention. Hey, Ben, what did Anna give you? Chloe asked, grabbing the box and opening it. Wow, a pretty jade charm. Anna must have worked hard on this. You should keep it, Ben. Ben pressed his lips together. Keep it. That would mean accepting her. She's the reason Chloe cried so many nights and felt unsafe. No way. Take it back, he said firmly, looking at me. I was starving, my stomach hurting from hunger, but I couldn't eat the seafood. I just wanted to go get something else. As I stood up, Ben grabbed my arm, thinking I was trying to avoid taking the gift back. Take your stuff and leave. Chloe watched, smiling, probably expecting me to cry like usual. Throw it out, I said. What? When no one did anything, I took the jade charm and dropped it in the trash can. I said, if you don't want it, throw it away. I'm leaving. The table went quiet. This wasn't the Anna they knew. I didn't care, and walked out. Ben watched me go, feeling strangely uneasy, like he'd lost control of something. Chloe looked at Ben, holding her chopsticks tightly. I went out and had a good meal. When I got back, my parents were waiting for me. Come sit down, we need to talk, Dad said. I guessed what was coming. Since I returned, they only talked to me when they wanted to set me up with someone. Rich families often marry into other rich families. They didn't want Chloe to do it because she and Ben liked each other, so they had put it off. But now I was back. The less loved daughter. Perfect to be used. Anna, the youngest son of the White family, Daniel, is back home. You two are close in age. Maybe you could meet him, have dinner, Mom added. We were so worried when you were taken. If you had a man to protect you, we'd feel better. I had always refused these setups before. Rich young men often lived wild lives. My parents never really cared about me, which used to hurt. Now? It didn't matter. If meeting him made them leave me alone, fine. I nodded. Sure. When? They were surprised I agreed so fast. The speeches they had ready were useless. They paused, then Dad said, Tomorrow, noon, at a restaurant the White family owns. It's okay if it doesn't work out. They're a very important family. I nodded again. Silence. Anything else? No, that's all. I stood up and went upstairs quickly. My parents looked at each other, confused. She's acting weird. I hope she's not planning trouble. I'll have the driver watch her. She should be more like Chloe. How could she be? We raised Chloe ourselves. I heard them and almost laughed. True, only Chloe was their real daughter. I met the date that afternoon. Daniel was leaning against his car, holding a lit cigarette but not smoking it. He didn't like smoking but needed the look. He put it out, ruffled his hair, and got out. I was watching him. He looked almost too perfect. He undid a button on his shirt and slouched in his chair. Hi, are you Daniel? I asked. Yeah, you must be Anna. Daniel paused. Heard you've said no to a lot of guys. Not really said no, I just never met them. He laughed suddenly. Well, I'm lucky then. What do you think about arranged marriages, Anna? What's there to think? I'm just a piece in my family's game doing what they want. The kidnapping wasn't big news, but Daniel surely knew. He looked at me thoughtfully. Anna, you're a lot like me. He lifted his glass. I pushed mine away. No thanks, I want to eat first. Daniel stopped, then rested his chin on his hand, smiling softly. Okay, let's eat then. I thought he'd be simple, but he was complicated. After we ate and said goodbye, I got messages from my parents. They were excited. The White family liked me and wanted us to get married quickly. I hadn't planned this. I just wanted an easygoing guy to pretend with so my parents would stop arranging dates. Now I was stuck with Daniel. I didn't have feelings, but Maybe I should have worried more. Knowing the Whites liked me made Chloe nervous. She thought she was better than me at everything, and Ben always supported her. But if I married into the White family, she wouldn't feel so superior. When I got home, Mom and Dad looked tense, not excited like in their messages. Chloe was sick. Ben, who was supposed to be away, had canceled his trip to stay with her. I asked why. Apparently, Chloe was having nightmares again. The house felt gloomy, but really, she just hadn't slept well. I remembered coming home from the hospital. It felt like this, going from bad to worse. Anna, every time Chloe sees you, she remembers almost being kidnapped. She can't eat or sleep. If I recall I was the one kidnapped, should I be mad? I didn't know. My heart felt empty, just a dull ache in my head. But you're fine, right? Chloe isn't like you. She's sensitive because nothing bad like this ever happened to her. Maybe you should stay somewhere else for a while, Mom suggested. I looked at the closed door upstairs where Chloe was. She was showing me that no matter what, Mom and Dad would always choose her. Okay. I went upstairs. Mom got anxious. What are you doing? Chloe hasn't slept well. She just fell asleep. Don't bother her. I sighed, speaking quietly. Packing my things. I'm leaving, aren't I? Mom opened her mouth, but said nothing. I came down quickly with one small suitcase. Not much to pack. Just like when I came back from the country, I was leaving with just these few things. They'd been packed away for a while. Everyone reacted differently to how quickly I decided. I have an apartment nearby you can use, Ben said, putting a key on the table as he got some water. Mom and Dad looked surprised. Ben was usually the harshest towards me. Ben didn't know why he offered. Seeing my small shape alone with the tiny suitcase, he suddenly didn't want me to go. But Chloe would be scared. So this seemed like a solution. Don't touch anything inside. No visitors, no pets or plants. No need. I already booked a hotel. I cut him off. Ben looked surprised, not expecting me to say no. If this was before, I would have been thrilled. But if this was before, Chloe wouldn't have used this excuse, and Ben wouldn't offer his place. It made no sense. Ben clearly looked annoyed, thinking I was ungrateful. You sure know how to leave quickly? I ignored his sarcastic comment and dragged my suitcase outside. Ben stared at the keys for a long time, then angrily shoved them in a drawer. Chloe felt something was wrong. Everyone at home seemed distant. Ben said he was working late and hadn't been home in days. Mom and Dad just sighed during meals. Maria, I feel bloated, Mom said, rubbing her stomach. Can you make that healthy soup you used to make? Ma'am, that wasn't me, Maria started, but Chloe interrupted. Maria continued. It was Miss Anna. She said she made it because she thought you wouldn't eat otherwise. Mom's face changed, showing many feelings before she said, Just make any soup. I'm going to lie down. Watching Mom leave, Chloe followed Maria, demanding to learn how to make the soup. She almost burned the kitchen down. That night, there was no soup. Mom ordered food, but barely ate. Maria told me everything, plus Mom's favorite flowers, which I used to tend to. Chloe tried after I'd left and they all died. The tea Dad liked? It turned out I brought it from the country and they couldn't buy it anywhere else. Maria messaged me all this. I knew she wanted me to know my family needed me. But I felt nothing. Why didn't they notice these things when I was there? Now they missed me? I didn't want to do those things anymore. I still recommend a therapy, the doctor told me. Your lack of emotional response, no interest in things. These are worrying signs. Without help, it could turn into something more serious, like antisocial personality disorder. I looked right at him. Impressive, you know your medicine. Daniel adjusted his glasses. I'm feeling good today, taking my work seriously. I hadn't expected him here for my checkup. Sensing my question, Daniel explained, This hospital is owned by my family. I nodded. We sat in silence. I thought, then spoke. I don't want therapy. As your doctor, I respect that. But as a friend, can I ask why? I wasn't sure about the friend part, but didn't argue. I don't need feelings right now. They just make things harder. All right, Daniel wrote on my chart. All normal. His writing was neat, like him. If you need help, call me. Thanks. Seeing Ben when I got back wasn't a shock. The Jones family had resources. Finding me wasn't hard. Anna, come home. Mom and Dad miss you. Ben said directly. I'm not going back. Why? Ben looked annoyed. Living in hotels isn't right. People will think our family treats you badly. Don't you? Ben seemed to realize what he'd said and looked unhappy. With nothing more to say, I turned to get coffee across the street. Ben followed. I walked faster to lose him. Watch out! Before I could turn, a car hit me hard. Everything went slow. Chloe was driving, her face full of hate. I clearly saw her mouth the word die. Ben was running towards me, then darkness. Ben reached me only to see me lying in blood. He looked at the driver and couldn't believe it. Pain washed over him. How could it be Chloe? The operation lasted 4 hours. Ben sat waiting, feeling numb. Ben, how is she? My parents ran up. She's in surgery. I mean, how's Chloe? Mom asked, worried. Ben couldn't believe his ears. Chloe hit Anna, and you're asking about her? Your own daughter is still being operated on. Chloe is my daughter too. She's at the police station. Why didn't you go help her? She's never been in trouble before. I need to call someone. Ben looked at his parents, only worried about Chloe. Memories came back. Tears fell. No wonder Anna didn't want to come home. Dad, Mom. Anna lived in the country for 16 years. We never visited. The day before she came back, Chloe got sick. Crying, she was scared we wouldn't love her anymore. We stayed up all night comforting her and missed picking Anna up. Later, Mom, when you bought things for Anna, you found Chloe crying, so you gave Anna's things to her. Mom looked confused. What are you trying to say? Ben didn't answer, just mumbled. How could I think Anna would take Chloe's place? We never even treated them the same. The surgery light turned off. They wheeled me out, still groggy from the medicine. I don't know how long passed. When I woke up, Dad, Mom, and Ben were there. It was very different from the last time I was in the hospital. I opened my mouth to say Dad, but he spoke first. Anna, can you help Chloe? Chloe had been taken to the police station again. She tried to run after hitting me, and a camera recorded it. Legally, she committed a crime. Dad and Mom begged me to tell the police I had tried to kill myself. That way, Chloe would be innocent. Cold liquid dripped into my arm and making me shiver. You mean your daughter hit me, and now I have to help her get away with it? Mom quickly came closer, taking my other hand. Her touch felt cold. I know it's not fair, Anna, but Chloe is your sister. Once she's home, you can yell at her all you want, okay? I pulled my hand back. My whole body ached. No way. Not only will I not help her, I'm pressing charges myself. Mom stood up fast. Anna, you wouldn't dare. Quiet, please, a nurse interrupted. The patient needs rest. Anyone not needed here, please leave. Mom and Dad left without looking back. Ben stayed a moment. Don't listen to them. Do what you need to do, he said, then hurried after them. I saw he was tightly holding a jade charm, the one I threw away. The doctor came over. Still hurt? Can you move? I replied sharply, Is your hospital so busy the brain doctor is checking surgery patients? Daniel took off his mask, showing his handsome face. Wow, no thank you for helping you get rid of them? And you give me attitude? What's with the temper? He leaned closer, looking at my face. At least your face is fine. You've been through a lot. Just out of the hospital, now back in? Are you secretly crushing on me, finding ways to come back? Maybe you need a doctor for that. You're very kind, caring about my health. He looked at my chart, then sighed. I knew my injuries weren't deadly, but getting hurt twice quickly wasn't good. Get rest. No seafood or cold food. So annoying, I muttered. Daniel didn't answer, just gave me a sad look. Anna, what am I going to do with you? It wasn't until he came back with a thermos of soup that night that I understood what he meant. I stayed in the hospital for 2 days. Daniel brought me food 3 times a day. He said he was just doing his job, saving lives. Your sister was charged, he told me as I ate soup. You really care about her? I heard your parents that day. This morning, they got your sister out. I paused. And then I got her put back in. That surprised me. What? That's what we useless rich kids do. Spend money to make the lady happy. I almost forgot he was Daniel White from the powerful White family. The Joneses won't let her stay in jail long. They'll get her out again. That's fine. I'll just put her back in, Daniel said easily like it was a game. Hey, when is the court date? Need a good lawyer? I have one. Doesn't sound like your guy is very tough. Really sure you don't need help? I stirred my soup, thinking about Mr. Evans, my lawyer, an old friend of my grandparents. All right, if you need help, call me. I'm your guardian angel in white. I didn't reply to his joke. Daniel wasn't stupid. He must have a reason for helping me. I asked him why. Daniel's smile faded slightly. Why need a reason? Can't I just help? I thought. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. He looked disappointed. Okay, I have my reasons. What do you want? I didn't like owing people. Daniel cleared my empty bowl and winked. I'll tell you later. Soon it was the court date. The whole Jones family was there for Chloe with 2 lawyers. It looked like a big show. Me and Mr. Evans felt small next to them. After the rules were read, it was time for statements. Chloe's lawyer confidently said I tried to kill myself. The plaintiff grew up away from her parents, while my client is close to her family. The plaintiff tried to connect with the Jones family but failed. She lost hope and became jealous of my client, leading her to extreme actions like trying to end her own life. This lawyer was good at twisting things. Yes, the Joneses treated me badly, and feeling sad would be normal. But he didn't know I wasn't that person anymore, the one hurt by favoritism. I have no reason to hurt myself, I stated calmly. You're jealous Mom and Dad love me. That's why, Chloe shouted. I'm not. Yes, you are. I saw you crying alone at home. Chloe was determined to make everyone believe I was suicidal, spilling details that made her parents look uneasy. I looked at the judge. I was diagnosed with emotional flatness last month. People in the room started whispering, shocked. Jealousy? Sadness? I don't feel those things. I don't react to how the Jones family treats me. Mr. Evans spoke up. Your Honor, we have proof. A clerk brought my medical report? I looked down. Daniel had arranged it yesterday. Anna, why didn't you tell us? Ben looked heartbroken. You have no feelings? Ha! No feelings, Chloe laughed loudly. Order! The judge yelled. The case was simple now. Proving I wasn't suicidal meant Chloe was clearly guilty of the traffic crime. Chloe glared at me, looking like she wanted to hurt me right there. In the end, she got a year in prison, but the sentence was suspended for a year. Anna, you really did it, she hissed. Even though she wouldn't go to jail, she now had a criminal record. Compared to Chloe, my parents looked much more conflicted. Anna, it's over. Let's forget this, Mom said, trying to pull Chloe closer. But Chloe yanked her arm away. Mom continued. Every family has problems. Chloe has been punished now. Come home. My lawyer pulled out a paper. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, this is an agreement to cut ties prepared by my client. Please read and sign it. Anna, what does this mean? Dad asked. Exactly what it says. I don't want to be your daughter anymore. Anna, we can fix this as a family. Don't make hasty choices. Anna, whatever we did wrong, we're sorry, okay? Mom pleaded. Mom, why are you begging her if she wants to cut ties? Let her, Chloe yelled. Shut up, Ben snapped at her. I took off my jacket, revealing a sleeveless top. My back was covered in scars. People gasped. Some scars were from the kidnapping beatings, others from the car accident. They all hurt sometimes. Lucy, Mom whispered my old name, then corrected herself. Anna. I ignored their faces, looking at the agreement. I've lost my feelings, but I still feel pain. These scars hurt when it rains. I don't care about being treated unfairly or not being loved. But I won't suffer for it anymore. I've already signed. Please sign quickly. With that, I started gathering my things. Chloe's eyes filled with hate, but also a bit of excitement. You know, without being a Jones, you're nothing. The White family won't want you now. I glanced at her. Isn't that what you wanted? You just wait, Anna. She smiled, thinking I'd be ruined. Mr. Evans discussed it with the Joneses. Finally, Ben decided they would sign. Mr. Evans gave me the papers. There, I did what your grandparents asked. Focus on living your life now, kid. Holding the papers felt strangely heavy but grounding. Freedom. I wasn't anyone's daughter, just me. White family, Jones cut off. Anna, I've set you up with someone from the Lee family. Meet her this weekend. Daniel's father ordered. Daniel frowned. I won't go. I'll marry Anna or no one. Then you're not my son. Fine by me. Daniel walked out, a red mark on his cheek, but looking relieved. How did it go? I asked later. Great. Dad kicked me out. No shares, no company, nothing. I'm free. Your plan can start now. Congrats. I was Daniel's official excuse to leave the White family. He planned to ruin them to get revenge for his mother, who they had treated badly. You're cruel, I remarked. Since he was young, Daniel swore revenge. He gathered proof for 20 years. Now Chairman White was old and thinking of giving Daniel shares, but Daniel didn't care. He only wanted to destroy the White family. What? I'm just an innocent guy who ran away for love, Daniel said, rubbing his cheek and tilting his head. Did you just laugh? Are you making fun of me? No, you're wrong. I lifted my glass to hide my smile. Like, you definitely laughed. Like, how boring. Hey, isn't being bored a feeling? Get lost. I denied it, but inside I felt like maybe something had broken free. Those lost feelings were slowly coming back. In less than a month, the White family empire fell apart. The huge company that ruled the city for years suddenly crashed, pulling down other families too, including the Joneses. Overnight, their company failed, factories closed, houses were sold. The once powerful Joneses were suddenly broke. For normal people, maybe it wasn't a big deal, but for them, used to luxury, it was like falling off a cliff. Emily cried over losing her designer clothes and bags. Mrs. Jones couldn't stand it. Can't we leave her just a few things? Mr. Jones looked 10 years older. You think I want this? But if we don't sell them, how will we pay the fines? Huge fines for money crimes, plus the company failure, left the Jones family with nothing. The White family was even worse off. Daniel showed no pity. Ben vanished, taking nothing. No one knew where he went. Before leaving, he sent me one message. I'm sorry. He got out just before the crash, but luck runs out. Yesterday, Daniel found his address. For some reason, Daniel seemed to hate the Jones family too. Anna! Chloe saw me, her voice shrill. What are you doing here? You're bad luck. Everything went wrong after you came back. I hate you. Why aren't you dead? Mr. and Mrs. Jones grabbed her, covering her mouth. Their eyes showed fear and other feelings I couldn't read. Hello? Do you need something? Mrs. Jones asked softly. Came to see you. To see us fail? Mrs. Jones finished for me, her voice choked. Chloe screamed and tried to crawl towards me, her parents holding her back. It was the first time I saw her looking so broken. Mrs. Jones hesitated, then finally spoke. I know you hate us. She couldn't finish, tears stopping her words. Hate? Before the kidnapping, I only felt sad. After, I felt nothing. Now, looking at them, I just felt relieved. Lucky I didn't grow up with them. Lucky I had the best grandparents. Take care of yourselves, I said, turned and got into the fancy car waiting for me. The Jones family watched, their faces full of confusing emotions. Feeling happy? Satisfied? Daniel buckled my seatbelt. Man, I guess. He leaned in and kissed me. And now? I held up my hand. See this hand? I see it. It's feeling kind of itchy, I said, and my hand started to move, but Daniel caught it. You're so rough. I kind of liked you better with no feelings, no reactions. Now you're hitting me? Huh? Get lost!
Reminds my jam. Yes! My shitty ex used to play in the band. That's how I found them. And the X is still shitty, but Cobra Man still slap. I made Jess legit cry on that first stream. I've been chasing that high ever since, Dia. What the fuck did you do? God. She's not a crier like I'm a crier. She's not a crier like I'm a crier. God, that's amazing. Frisson, that's amazing. Only recently found out Fuzzy Duke streams art. Oh, that's incredible. Yeah. Fuzzy Duke streams art. I think I first found... I think maybe Dylan followed me on Instagram or something, and I was like, holy Jesus, he's got like over 1 million followers on Instagram. And then I saw that he maybe had taken a break from streaming or something. But yeah. Then I saw that he was returning to streaming. Wow, Dylan is so Dylan and Demi, Fuzzy Duke and Hextier are both unbelievable, like hyper realistic charcoal artists. Why be a crier when you could be a town crier? I'm also loud enough that I could be a town crier. Night Azura. Sleep well. Thank you for being here, as always, 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 always. This week. That's exciting. I want the Chapel Roan skin. Chappelle Rowan. Yeah, they're hyper to the point of, is that real life and we live in a simulation? Realism. Yeah. It's terrifying. It's a terrifying thing. And all you freaks want us to do an art fight. No, I know my place. I know my skill level. Thank you so much. I'm just a silly little guy. Knocker-upper? Is that a real old-timey job? Knocker-upper. Oh, you guys love this song.